Welcome to RotoWire's fantasy football draft season, sponsored by Circa Millions. Here are 5 players flying up draft boards in fantasy football. Starting out, Chase Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals. Brown, about a month ago, was the running back 12, inched up to running back 11. For some reason, Zach Moss, no longer with the Bengals. Chase Brown goes from running back 11 all the way up to running back 8. He is a player who probably has very little competition. You got a late round draft pick in Taj Brooks, a power back. Samaje Perine, probably a little pass protection, getting a little old in terms of playing years. Chase Brown's going to get all the work he can handle, it looks like. And the preseason game didn't hurt when he certainly was involved as a runner and a receiver. This Bengals offense is going to score a boatload of points this year. The defense is not projected to be good. On offense, you got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins opening up all kinds of space for Chase Brown. Brown finished the season strong last year, 6 games with 19 or more PPR points in his final 8 contests. Yes, he has a tough schedule. Who cares? Defenses will be selling out to stop the pass. Chase Brown's season is underway. Draft him, reach up for him. It's all going to be good. Treveyon Henderson, New England Patriots is next in the preseason. Does matter to fantasy football players because Treveyon Henderson returned a kickoff for a touchdown in the first preseason game, and his ADP went from running back 21 all the way up to running back 17. That's a massive move forward. Remember, in college, Henderson split work with Quinshawn Judkins. Now coming into the NFL, Henderson at about 205 should share a backfield with Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson weighs about 227, does project to be the early down back, but fans can't get enough of Henderson. And after that explosive play, even was it on passing downs as expected in the preseason, fans aren't buying any of Ramondre Stevenson, kicking him to the side and saying Treveyon Henderson is the man. Not so fast. I think that ADP is a little aggressive for something that may not occur. Next, we have Tony Pollard of the Tennessee Titans. Pollard, earlier in draft season, running back 27, running back 28. Well, Tyjae Spears gets a high ankle sprain. Season opener in doubt for Spears. Pollard zooms up from running back 27 all the way to running back 23. Remember, just last year, Pollard over 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns behind a brutal offensive line. That said, we saw the Titans invest in 2 free agent offensive linemen. Last year's free agent signing their center was a little bit of a down year. He could be an excellent player. Couple first-round draft picks mixed in there. The line could be good this year, and Cam Ward could help the offense work. Tony Pollard, I always thought was going to get the majority of the work, but with Spears suffering a preseason injury, the fantasy community is now buying in. So Pollard is now appropriately priced at running back 23, which is where he should have been. So draft him with very little concern. The Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. The Circa Million, you pick 5 games against the spread each week, 18 weeks of action with 126 ways to win. $1 million for the winner at $6 million guaranteed. The Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. You last the longest to win it all, at least $15 million guaranteed. You enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, $21 million guaranteed overall. Visit circasports.com for detail. All right, the next player rising up those draft boards, Calvin Ridley of those same Tennessee Titans that Tony Pollard was on. Ridley has gone up almost every other week of draft season. After the NFL draft, he was the wide receiver 42, middle of May, wide receiver 36, early June, wide receiver 30. He's inched up since. He's now wide receiver 28. Again, he should have been priced there all along because Ridley's coming off 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons. We saw last year in his first year at Tennessee, from week 8 on, he averaged 14.2 PPR points, 76 yards, and 7.6 targets. Now he goes from horrible quarterback play in Will Levis and Mason Rudolph to hopefully much better play with Cam Ward. Ridley is the clear only game in town, but he should get enough volume to easily cash that ADP, making him a very good value. But if he gets more valuable, it's going to push the limit. But right now, he still is properly priced. Finally, Tank Bigsby of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bigsby has steadily shot up draft boards. Early July, running back 50. Mid-July, running back 44. Now we're in August. He's gone up to running back 39, so a full 11 running back spots. There was news out that Bigsby could take over early down work, maybe goal line work for the Jaguars, and that was enough for fantasy managers to rise Bigsby up the draft boards. But don't forget, first preseason game, it was Travis Etienne running with the ones. Also, Coach Liam Cohen is heavily into the screen game. If that screen game gets going, that's about Travis Etienne. That is not about Tanks Bigsby, who is not a good pass catcher. Now, Bigsby's going to get work. He could be heavily involved, but the team also has Bashal Tootin, the rookie, in there as well. At this ADP, it's close. Bigsby could be worth it if he gets that goal line work, but in a three-man backfield, it could be difficult to see him earn that ADP. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to enter the Circa Million and Circa Survivor contest with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You go to circasports.com for details.